everyone, Jessica here from the ZOE Report. Welcome to our Road to the Runway live hangout from the DANNIJO presentation. I just saw their spring collection and it is incredible, and I can't wait to give you guys a backstage peek in a few moments. For those of you watching, just send your thoughts and comments with hashtag RZFW through to Twitter and Google+, because we want to know everything that you're thinking. So without further ado, let's meet the amazing women who I'm hanging out with today. First, the gorgeous Coco Rocha, who is live at DANNIJO's spring presentation. Hey, Coco. Next, we have Maria Duenas-Jacobs, the accessories editor from ELLE.
Hi.
Next, we have Ali Galgano, the founder of Charm & Chain, one of our favorite sites at the ZOE Report. And finally, last but not least, we have Sarah from Simply Stylist, the moderator of the Google+ fashion design community.
Hello.
But let's get back to the incomparable Coco, who is live right now alongside the rock star designers of DANNIJO, Danielle and Jody. Coco, tell us where you are and what's happening over there.
Well, we are live with the amazing Danielle and Jody of DANNIJO here at the Spring 2014 presentation. Woo! We are excited here. First of all, I've known you guys all my life. No, I have not.
Basically,
pretty much.
Together.
That would be weird. No, but I have known you for some time now. How did DANNIJO come about?
Danielle? Well, Danielle and I started designing jewelry together when we were kids, and it was something we always wanted to do together. We actually taught ourselves on our dad's medical tools. I was the older sister, so she wanted to do whatever I was doing. And when my sister co-founded a nonprofit, we got back into jewelry design to raise money for the nonprofit and started DANNIJO 5.5 years ago. That's the short version.
Short. What's your version?
Ditto. I can't even go there. But we're sisters and we're best friends, and you know.
I thought we were best friends.
No, we're best. Honestly, other than you, my sisters. But for the purposes of this interview, my sister's my best friend. Okay. And yeah, we've always wanted to create together and work together and hang out together. So DANNIJO was sort of the answer to that.
I have to say, just on a side note, I love jewelry, but for some reason, jewelry has gotten very old-fashioned.
Right.
And I'm not saying this because you're both right beside me, sort of. But you are really good at what you do. I mean, every season you come out with something new. And this season, I'm seeing a lot of dark colors. And funny enough, since it is spring, why is that?
Well, so it's actually our 5th year anniversary. We've been at it for about 5 years. And we love the idea of, there's sort of like a core element to the brand, which is this notion of duality, with Jody and I having really different perspectives and bringing them into the collection. So for spring, we liked the idea of the woman that's central to film noir, and the idea that she's really, she has a real duality. She's romantic but dangerous, she's bold but elegant, and we felt like for spring there's all these light, beautiful pastel colors. We really wanted to have a stark contrast with the jewelry and make it really severe, because we love the idea of juxtaposing those two different elements.
Ditto.
Ditto. The next season it's going to be called Ditto.
So, whatever you say. No, I'm just kidding.
So, other thing, rumor has it. Are we allowed to talk about these rumors?
Yeah.
That there's going to be more than accessories soon enough. Is this true or false?
True.
What are we expecting?
We're launching handbags for Spring Summer 14. We had one of the clutches on the presentation. We have a full line from clutches to day bags, and for us, you know, after 5 years, we felt like it was a great time to kind of accessorize the DANNIJO girls' life and handbags. So,
bags for us, we really didn't want it to be like a lot of jewelry brands just sort of bejewel bags. We really like the idea of the bag being the accessory itself and not necessarily putting the jewelry on it literally, it being like the last component of a woman's wardrobe that really sort of dictates what her look is, and it's the last finishing touch. So we focused on really functional, beautiful, structured pieces with hardware that is very reminiscent of DANNIJO.
Okay, so this is probably the most important question. How is it to work with a fellow sister? Is it the best? No, don't say that because she's here.
Okay, let me tell you the truth.
Okay.
She sucks.
All right, and no, but I mean it really, because I work with my husband and we have an awesome time, but some people I know could never work with their husband. They'd probably kill them. Does that ever happen?
You know what, when we first started working together, it was really hard because you have to figure out how to be sisters and business partners. I'm sure you know that, you know. But I think after the first year, once you figure out, you know, we're complementary, we design together, and then we work on different sides of the business. So once we had the rhythm going, now it's like the best thing ever.
I mean, ditto.
Oh, I hate you both so much. Yes, because I'm going to start saying it all the time. All right, well, this has been an incredible start to our Google Hangout. Thank you, ladies. And I know you guys can't see really what's going on, but there's a lot of faces staring at us. I feel like we're a big brother here. It's awesome. There's a ton of girls out there with beautiful, gorgeous pastel dresses, but with some hard, as you said, hardware.
Severe hardware and jewels.
So it's going good here. So back to you, Jess.
Thank you so much, Coco. Sounds amazing. Really excited about the handbags. Now on to some of the most knowledgeable and respected women in fashion who I introduced earlier. Maria from ELLE, Allie from Charm and Chain, and the moderator from the Google Plus fashion community, Sarah. Thank you guys again for joining us today. Let's segue into some fun questions. First of all, I want to know, everyone, what is your craziest or most surreal Fashion Week moment? Maria, let's start with you.
Well, I can think of a few, but I think that this season kind of tops it off because I'm 8 months pregnant, so it's just been a completely different experience for me. I'm seeing, you know, crop tops down the runway, and that's all I want to be wearing. But, you know, at 8 months, that's just not a good look. So,
Maria.
So wearing heels and sorting out my outfits and the unwarranted or unwanted attention sometimes with people trying to hold my hand and things, and I'm like, no, I'm fine.
But still in heels.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Power to you. Allie, what about you?
I have to say my coolest Fashion Week moment actually does involve DANNIJO. 2 seasons ago, they asked me to be a muse for their collection, and they named a huge statement necklace after me because they know that I love really avant-garde jewelry. And they asked me to be a model at their presentation, and I'm not a model, but it was really cool. And
you're a model to me.
Thanks, Jess. But, you know, I'm available when Marchesa is looking for their next muse, so just wanted to let you guys know, wanted to throw it out there, but that was a really cool experience.
Ad campaign.
Let's wrap this question up with Sarah.
So I had 2. I couldn't decide. One was my first ever fashion show that I attended, and that was DVF. Kind of a good one. I got to see the production and everything before the show happened, and then I saw it in full swing, and it was surreal. That was amazing. And then my other one was actually, it happened last year. It was my first Simply Stylist New York event, which is a fashion and beauty conference, and I had 550 women come, and it was during New York Fashion Week. So that was really, really awesome and another surreal moment. So I had to pick 2.
Serious pinch me moments. Thank you guys for sharing those with me. Next question. Can each of you tell me a little bit about why you're so obsessed with DANNIJO and how you like to style the pieces?
Sure. So I love DANNIJO because besides really loving Danielle and Jody just as people, they have such an awesome energy. I love their jewelry because it's fun and it's playful, and although it's amazing quality costume jewelry, it also just feels like something that you can play around with, and you don't have to take things too seriously, and layer upon layer. So it's just, I've always looked at them for a statement piece where I can just, have a good time.
Love that. Have a good time with it. And what about you, Allie?
I have to echo what Maria said. I love Danielle and Jody, and I've known them for quite some time at this point, and I've watched them evolve as designers, and they've gotten to a point where they've really created a lifestyle brand for themselves, and they're creating the trends that are out there right now in the jewelry space. And it's been really exciting for me to watch. They always have something that I love every season, many things. I spend way too much money on my showroom appointments buying their big over-the-top statement necklaces and earrings. But for me, more is more, less is a bore. And so I find that they always have something that I love personally.
Ooh, I've heard more is more, but I haven't heard less is a bore. I love that. And Sarah, what about you?
For me, I love having just like a couple of statement pieces that I integrate into my wardrobe each season, and I think they nail it every season with their amazing necklaces, their earrings. So I think, you know, just investing in a few key pieces and integrating them throughout, I think you nail your wardrobe, and you can wear it, you know, dressed up, dressed down, day to night, New York, LA, you know, wherever you are. It really is just such a great fit. I love the line.
Jewelry really does make your wardrobe. Great answers, guys, and we're actually gonna pass the baton back to Coco, who has a couple of very special guests for us live at the presentation.
Yes, we are here at DANNIJO Live Spring Collection at the presentation, and I'm with one of my favorite people. I feel like we grew up in high school, or a fashion high school together. Hillary Roda, how are you?
Good, how are you doing?
I'm good. What brings you out here?
Well, Danielle and Jody are good friends of mine, and I just wanted to come out and support them on this special night.
How important is that? I mean, that's like the question always is, why are you here and why do you support? But I try to explain to people how important it is to be here tonight for them.
Well, I mean, you know, they have such amazing collection of jewelry, and why I fell for them, besides their completely infectious personalities, are they make amazing jewelry. So, you know, it's just always great to see what they're going to come out with every season, and it's always something different, and I love this collection, and the noir theme and the black jewelry is just really, really cool, and it's unexpected for spring, so it's really cool.
I see you guys hanging out all the time on Instagram, and then I wonder why I'm not in the room with them, but hey, that's fine. But what would you say is your favorite piece from DANNIJO that you cannot live without? Is there a story behind it?
I have it's just a crystal basic necklace that goes with everything, and that's why I love their jewelry, because I can wear it with a chambray button-down shirt during the day. I can wear it with a cocktail dress at night, and people stop me and say, where did you get that? And it just sparkles, and it's so beautiful, so that's definitely my favorite piece.
All right, so we'll go steal that. Now, very important question too. Lovely ladies, but if you had to pick one on a desert island, which one would you stay with and why?
Coco, you can't do that.
That is definitely a question here.
Jody's married, so I'll take Danielle.
Okay, we gotta tell Danielle.
Looking for her.
She is now taken by Hillary. So out of this collection, what would you say has been something that you're going to be asking for the next red carpet?
Well, I love these bracelets that I'm wearing from the new collection tonight, and I mean, I can wear it with my skirt, I'll wear it with jeans, and it's got a little bit of the sparkly detail, which I love, so I think these are really nice.
Well, thanks for hanging out. Now, I did see your Carolina Herrera. I was watching it, and I literally, like, put my head on the runway. I was like, Hillary, look at me, look at me.
No.
What else are you going to be doing this fashion week?
I'm doing a few shows. I did Carolina Herrera and Donna Karan today, and yeah, I'll have a few more later in the week, but so funny, that reminds me of when we would do the shows together, and at Anna Sui we would have contests of like if we could make each other laugh walking down the runway and stuff. So
didn't someone like win a quarter? I don't know.
Yeah.
Something happened. It was
not
always
very
you.
high stakes.
You would always come back, and I would go forward, and you'd stick your tongue out, and I would be facing all the cameras and hating you. Anyways, well, we're at a presentation today, so clearly these models cannot be doing that. Although I do try to talk to every one of them and see if they break. They do. They definitely do. So we are live here at the presentation with for DANNIJO Spring 2014. Back to you, Jess.
Thank you so much, Coco. I'm getting FOMO. It looks like you guys are having so much fun over there.
Yeah, we're like partying over here.
I have actually another quick question that I would like to direct towards Maria and Allie. As editors and buyers, what do you guys look for in a jewelry presentation, and how do you choose which products you're going to feature?
Well, I kind of don't have any rhyme or reason. I just go in with no expectations and just kind of feel it out and see what I gravitate towards naturally. And, you know, it doesn't necessarily have to be a statement piece. It could just be a really beautifully made, you know, personal piece. But, you know, I like to see everything and take notes and just pick my favorites and then see overall what trends designers are kind of the common denominator, and then from there, you see the trends. So.
And what about you, Allie?
I think that whenever I go into a presentation, I have to remind myself that I'm not an editor and I'm not looking for pieces to put in a crazy spread in the magazine, because I love that over-the-top nature of jewelry, but I have to remember that I'm a buyer first and foremost. So when I go in, I have to think about wearability first and foremost. Is this a piece that someone is going to buy and going to want to wear? Something that's accessible to the everyday population. But I do think that people's tastes have expanded in the past few years, and our customers are starting to really push the envelope when it comes to jewelry. So it's exciting for me because I can buy some more of those big statement necklaces and statement earrings that I love so much.
Push the envelope.
Yes.
Love that. Okay, next question. Clearly, most of Danny Jo's pieces are statement pieces, but some of our fans have asked us, what the best way is to wear a Danny Jo piece every day. So I'm curious to know what is your go-to everyday piece? Sarah, let's start with you.
So I picked out a few on their site. I picked out the Kira and the Harley, and I have it on my wish list right now. They're gorgeous, and they go with, you could wear it with a t-shirt, you could wear it with a button down like this, you could wear it with a dress, and just wear it and integrate it to every single piece in your closet. So I don't know. That's what I would do personally, and I think it goes with everything. So
totally. And what about you, Maria?
I'm really loving collars and chokers right now, and it's something that they also carried through for their spring collection. And I have also seen on a couple runways so far. So I think that's really on point, and I really love necklaces in general. I'm also really big into rings, so I was happy to see also in their collection that they have some double rings and some really cool statement rings that I think look really beautiful. So I would say chokers and rings for me.
I'm a little into rings too.
There you go. You got it.
Love the best stack.
Thanks. Oh, and the necklace, obviously.
Love.
Hey, we're seeing that eye. There.
And Allie, what about you? What's your go-to everyday piece?
I think that for me, I'm usually wearing a big statement necklace, but I would never pair it with a pair of large earrings. So right now I'm wearing just a pair of Danny Jo studs and with this larger necklace. But we have a concept at Charm and Chain called the starter bib, which is the necklace that you wear when you want to layer or you don't know how to wear a statement necklace, you've never experimented with the trend before. So I think we have a necklace called the Halle necklace, I believe it's called, from Danny Jo right now, and it's been one of our best-selling items so far for the fall. It's great for layering, and you can also wear it alone if you don't feel comfortable, piling it on.
Love it. I love those tips, guys. And now I'm actually going to turn it back over to Sarah, who is not only from the site Simply Stylist, but she is also the moderator of the Google Plus fashion design community. She's going to ask a question on behalf of the fashion design community. Take it away, Sarah.
Yes. So the design community is dying to know, since you guys are accessory gurus, what are some of the biggest accessory trends that you've seen New York Fashion Week so far that you see coming up down the road?
Well, Fashion Week just started Thursday, so it's a little soon to make big predictions. We're still waiting for London and Milan and Paris, but so far I've been seeing a lot of flats on the runway. I've been seeing top handle bags, which were really big for last season, are staying. They're just a little bit updated, a little cooler. They don't necessarily have to be such lady bags. And then, like I was saying before, that Danny Jo girls are on trend because I've been seeing lots of collars and chokers on the runway as well. So yeah, so far, but tons more to come from the Italians and the French, I'm sure.
I bet.
And what about you, Allie?
I'm really excited for this upcoming season because I find that our designers are really pushing the envelope beyond what they've done traditionally. Like, everyone at this point has done the statement necklace, they've done the earrings, and they've done, the arm party. Now I find that our designers are really starting to look to different ways to embellish different parts of the body. So like Maria said, chokers. We're seeing a lot of midi rings, hand pieces that connect a ring and a bracelet together, ear cuffs, and we saw at the Danny Jo presentation a little while ago, headpieces and jeweled anklets. So I think that we're going to see a lot of this in the upcoming seasons, people wearing jewelry in lots of different ways and experimenting in a way that they haven't before. So I think that's really exciting.
Definitely, I totally agree. I feel like they're being more inventive with jewelry. It doesn't have to be just a necklace or a bracelet. I totally agree. It's cool to see an ear cuff or something else that just seems a little bit maybe stranger to some people, but just it's a new way to wear jewelry, which is really nice.
Yeah. And I think it's going to become a lot more mainstream too.
Definitely. It already has, but the more we see it, the more everyone's eyes will get adjusted, and it's nice.
I love all of the out-of-the-box ideas. Thank you so much for the great question and the great answers. And now we're going to switch it back to Coco one final time to get a final look at DANNIJO's spring presentation.
Hello. I'm with the one and only man Repeller, Leandra. Is that weird? I was say man. Yeah, you're there. That's See? Cool. Yeah. She's really confused how this all works, guys. Yeah, there you are. Funny. You're live from New York. From New York. It's presentation of DANNIJO. Something's going on between you and Danielle and Jody. It's called Mr. DANNIJO. Why am I putting it when I should be doing this?
I thought you were talking about the fact that we're dating.
But skip that part. That's not interesting. The interesting part is Mr. DANNIJO. Explain.
Yeah. So we did 2 rounds of collaborations. The first was menswear inspired, and because the acronym for Man Repeller is MR, we called it Mr. DANNIJO. And then by the time we did the second collection, we said, this is sticking. Let's just use it.
That was a lot of words.
Yeah, it was a lot of words.
So anyway, so how would you say making a collection like that, say, to this differs? I mean, you're in the man division.
Well, I think that our jewelry is a little bit quirkier, not necessarily in a good or bad way, but their jewelry is just a little bit more. It seems to maintain a little bit more longevity.
I believe you.
Yeah, throwing myself under a bus here. I'm like, our stuff is good for one season only.
but men are a little picky about what they wear. So how do you keep the twist of DANNIJO, but please
crystals.
You use crystals. This makes so much sense, right? So men love crystals.
They love the crystals.
Oh, anyways, scrap that. Let's talk
pearls.
And the pearls. I'd like to see some of that on my husband. Definitely.
Yeah.
So, how do you know these ladies? I mean, every time I see you 3 together, it's like you should have been their sister. Are you their sister? And I just don't know that.
No, technically not.
Okay.
But we actually met during Fashion Week, like 3 or 4 seasons ago. No, it was like 2 years ago. I don't know. And last week, Danielle, I recognized Danielle because I was following her on social media. So I went over and was like, hey, I'm such a big fan. And she's like, oh my God, I'm such a big fan of you. I just read one of your blog posts aloud during Thanksgiving dinner. And I was like, no, you didn't. And then I got to know her, and I'm
thankful for
read that blog post out loud. I know Danielle now. And we started talking about collaborating, and the work friendship just turned into a real friendship. And yeah, I don't have sisters, so it's nice to pretend I do.
Well, you guys in your photos when you're all together, I think you're sisters, so that counts, right?
I hope so.
All right, so last question. The ladies, they have their own twist on jewelry, and why do you think it's so successful, especially this season? I mean, they're in the covers of Vogue, the cover of Vogue. They're not in the cover, but they're inside Vogue, I think.
Yes, they are in Vogue.
I mean, what about them that makes them so different from everything else?
I actually have this conversation with them all the time. I feel like even though it's such a competitive and huge market, they're doing something that's very niche-y. You know, nobody is producing the same volume and the same quality that they are, and they're such friendly personalities. I mean, you want to be friends with them, and as a result of that, you're buying their jewelry to feel like you own a piece of the DANNIJO brand. So I get it.
I get it too.
Just a friendly duo.
They are, and they're doing awesome. We're having an awesome night here. Yeah. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Thanks for having me.
Bye. Bye. Back to you,
Jess. And now, actually, there is a video we want to show you guys before we go, I think.
Let me ask you this, Barry. Can I call you Barry? Thank you. Have you ever had to deal with the day-to-day trials and tribulations of wondering if your body will stay intact? I don't think so, Barry. I do, because I don't know what kind of woman is going to wear me, what kind of gal's going to shove me into her ear. And a lot of people in this generation are so damn reckless. They're so careless, Barry. You know, I could have been born a three-piece chandelier, but it wouldn't matter because before you know it, I'm a cluster. They'll break me into pieces if they need to. My torso, my nether region, my legs, all just tossed away. Probably sitting in some dumpster somewhere near Canal Street. Who gives a shit, right? Have you ever had to deal with that fear, Barry? No, I do. I live with it every day, worrying about the amputation of my body. There I am, I'm hanging on for dear life like a friggin' sitting duck.
Okay. I don't even know how to follow that amazing video. Sadly, we've come to the end of our hangout, but thank you guys all so much for joining me. Thank you to those of you who are watching, and thank you to the amazing Coco for being such an incredible on-site host. Couldn't have done this without you. We're looking forward to one final hangout on Wednesday because from Backstage at Rachel Zoe's spring show. So until then, bye guys.
Bye. Bye.